Greetings, Ashen here with another Comics in Review. Alright, if you're new to my show, I'm going to break it down for you real quick. First thing I do is talk to you about comics I picked up last week, show you some stuff, review some stuff, and then I move on to the second portion, which is suggesting comics for you to pick up on next new comic book day. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to my first title. That is Stranger Things, #1, the free comic book day edition. Really wasn't certain what I was thinking when I picked this up. I just saw the name and figured I'd pick it up. And once I got home, I noticed a few things, like Minecraft is being used in this issue, which is really, really weird. And then the second thing I noticed was all ages. Dun dun dun. That's not what I think of when I think of Stranger Things. So I don't think I'm really going to be reading that issue, but I just wanted to show you what I picked up and show you why I came to certain conclusions. All right. So next issue is Rogue Planet #3. This has been a fun series so far. It is a great sci-fi horror series. It borrows a lot of elements from different things. There's some Junji Ito in here. There's some Dead Space, all kinds of body horror and fun stuff going on. I'm really enjoying this book so far. And to just highlight that, let me go ahead and show you a little bit of the art real quick. Here we have it. This crazy looking creature burst out of the body of one of the infected crewmates. This time we're also introduced to the race of aliens that worship the eldritch god that roams this planet. And we begin to learn a little something about their methods and reasoning. However, it's cut short as brutality ensues. This issue continues to build on the mythology of the others and continues to be intriguing. I'm hoping we'll get a good payoff at some point. But to date, Colin Bunn has never really let me down, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with all this. If you enjoy well-told sci-fi horror, then definitely check out Rogue Planet #3. Next up, we have a series that I've been enjoying very much, and it's a crowdfunded book. Without further ado, we have Saving the World #2. This has definitely been a very fun, very interesting series by Tonic Mole. He both wrote and drew this comic book, and well, what can I say about it? Check out some of the art. This is an interesting take on superheroes, where random people wake up out in the middle of the street, buck naked. But more than embarrassing, these late-night escapades led to people gaining powers. That's an element that they explore more thoroughly in this issue, as both Nora and Kira are truly tested for the first time. As always, the writing in these books are definitely the highlight. They are hilarious to read. The art has also improved in this issue from the last. It's more consistent while still maintaining its fun rubberiness. The art reflects the writing in this book, and the two play off each other well. With that said, I'll definitely be picking up the next issue of Saving the World. Aside from the comic, I was given all kinds of other cool stuff too, so I'll just show you here. We got a nice print, and we got some trading cards, we got stickers, and some kind of photo print over there. And really cool stuff. It was a nice package. I think this was all like $20 or something like that with shipping, so it wasn't really bad. And definitely check it out. I heard that Tonic is currently working on issue #3, so I am looking forward to that coming out. Well, the last thing I want to talk to you about is Sleeping Beauties #2. This was the make or break issue for me. And before I tell you more about it, let's check out the art inside. As you can see here, it looks like the book has taken a heavy political turn, and it really distracted from my enjoyment of figuring out what was going on. The plague of Aurora is spreading across the world, and women are falling asleep and definitely not wanting to wake up, as when they're awoken, they turn into feral animals and attack anything that is near them. I get that people would be afraid, but protesting a sickness because it's affecting women and people can't quite figure out the cure just doesn't make too much sense to me. It sucks because I was thinking this story would have an intimate nature and we would get to know certain characters, but instead it goes for a much larger scope, and taking that path just doesn't really do it for me. So this will be my last issue of Sleeping Beauties. It was a strange series, but when it became less strange, that was its greatest weakness. Alright, well, let's get on to the second portion. What comics to pick up next week? The first title I have for you is Deceased Dead Planet number 2. This has been a fun series so far, and it's a must if you've been picking up the Deceased series. It seems like this will be where all the loose ends tie up. So if you're interested in hearing where this story leads, then pick up Deceased Dead Planet number 2. Next we have Legends of the Dark Knights. This is part of the DC Death Metal series. It's been a pretty chaotic ride so far, and I'm looking forward to finding out where some of the Dark Knights that are working with the Batman That Laugh came from. If you're in the mood for a little more Scott Snyder madness, then this will be the issue for you. Next we have Batman, The Adventures Continue, number 3. What can I say? This is a classic series and I've been enjoying it so far. The art is a huge detriment to it. Don't let these covers fool you. But if you could get past that, there's definitely a classic feel to it. Something that I wish to experience more of. Lastly, we have something that I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. Teether, number 4, from Antarctic Press, is finally coming out. Seems like about one issue of this comes out a year. And if you read it, then you can understand why. This is one of the best horror comic books that you could possibly pick up. The art is great, the storytelling is tight, not a frame is wasted, and the brutality of subjecting children to horror and death just really adds to the whole atmosphere of it. Alright, well, we had another interesting week in comic books. It seems like most of my dollars are going to indie projects anymore. Either it's Indiegogo or picking up indie titles, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just the big two and companies like that just seem to be falling a little flat recently. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, maybe it gave you some good ideas for what comics to pick up, and I hope you all have a great evening. Yes,